Hello students, welcome back to the online classes of science. This is your Naima Miss back with a new lesson, that is what it might be. Yes, it is nothing but from the process where from an old one a new one is going to be prepared, that is a new generation is generated. So what is that process called? Yes, you all are right. So today's topic is reproduction in which organism? We are going to learn in our today's class plants. Okay, reproduction in plants. So as we know that we have learned in say like a human being, insects, we see that new animal is produced, new human being is produced, or a new insect is produced. How? From a small from the you can see that the two organisms, when they mate together, they will give one new organism, right? Suppose this is one insect, okay, and this is another insect. What this insect will be? One will be male and other will be female, right? When male and female combines or mates together, they produces a new generation or new insect, okay, baby insect. So that means when male and female organism combines to or mates with each other, they produces a new generation or a new insect. Okay, so for example, if we take a male goat, okay, when male goat interacts or the mates with the female goat, what is happening? A new lamb is reproduced, right? Lamb is reproduced. That means this lamb will have the features of both male and female, right? This lamb will have the features of male and female. Like similarly, we have male human, okay, man, plus female, that is a woman. We will have a new generation, that is a small baby, right? So this baby, like for example, if we talk about yourself, you have some features of your father as well as of your mother, right? You will have some features of your father as well as mother. That is called as the, when there is some production of the same breed, okay, same breed, then that is called as reproduction. For example, an insect mate and produces another insect, right? But an insect mates and does not produces a goat, isn't? Or a goat and goat mates and does not produces an insect. So that means there is a production of same breed from mating of two organisms, okay. For example, goat is mating and producing one more new baby goat, that is called as lamb. So this process is nothing but reproduction. What it is called? It is called reproduction. That is production of same breed by mating of male and female will give you a new breed or new generation. Okay, a new generation is formed. What is formed? A new generation is formed. So what is reproduction? A new generation is formed. So that means production. What is reproduction? Production of the baby from the two male and female bodies, and it is called as reproduction. That is production of the same offspring, okay. A new generation is produced by both the same bodies, okay, same organisms, and it is called as reproduction. Re means again, production means producing. So that means again some production is done again, that is called as reproduction. We see your brother, you may have some similarities, but you both are not same. But if you see with your friends, is you and your friends same? No, you have different hairs, different eyes, different nose, different body size, shape, structure, everything, right? Similarly, everything when the reproduction takes place, because it is taking place between the different organisms, between the different persons, between the different bodies, and producing one organism. So this family only will have the same generation, okay, same kind of similar features they will have. Whereas if you see the other families, if you go with the goat like that, then goat are not similar to insects and insects are not similar to the goats, so they have the different features, so their similarities are different. But if you see in goat, their similarities will there will be some similarities, but goat and insects will not have the similarity. Similarly, if you see human being and the if you see human being and the goats, there are no similarities. But in human beings, all human beings will have two eyes, one nose, two ears, hairs, mouth, one mouth, lips, teeth, everything, two hands, two legs, they'll have same. But their shapes, size, structure, color, hair, eye color, everything will vary. They don't have similarities, right? Similarity is that they have these features that we know will have they will have eyes, nose, ears, hands, legs, body, stomach, everything. But their features will be different, right? Their properties will be different. So the offspring produced is by the family, they will have similarities, whereas the whereas the offspring produced by the outside, they don't have the similarities, right? That's why we are different from our friends, because we belong to another families, right? So these new generations are produced by the mating of the male and female. So this process is nothing but reproduction. So in this lesson we are going to learn about the reproduction in plants, what is happening, how the reproduction is taking place, what is going to what are the things that are involved in the reproduction in plants. This is some plant. Okay, so what are the different parts of the plants, that we have learned? That is, this is the flower, right? These are the leaves, this is the stem, and these are the roots. So all these things involved, this whole structure is involved in the respiration, right? So now you see that something is not involved in respiration. Roots are involved, leaves are involved in respiration, but flower, this is not involved in the respiration. So we know that flowers are very attractive, right? They are very attractive, but then what, only just they are growing like that for our sake, to enjoy the fragrance, to attract ourselves? No, the main purpose of this flower is reproduction of the next generation. So this flower is acting, having a main role in producing the new generation. Okay, this flower is playing a main role in producing the next generation. So this flower is used in the reproduction. Okay, this flower is used in the reproduction. God has created such a creativity in everything, that what he has used each and every part of the plant, each and every part of the plant is used, nothing is there. See, in photosynthesis, respiration, you see the leaves are involved, the green stems are involved, and the roots, they are helping to push the water up towards to the all parts of the body, and these leaves will take air from the atmosphere and they'll make their food. Sometimes the food is stored in these roots also, right, as a storage food. Then what is happening, even the one the a plant is reproducing the next generation, as it is having seeds inside it, right? So we will see in the class, in today's in this lesson, we will see how the reproduction of the next plant or the next generation, new offspring, is taking place with these flowers. Okay, what is such an extraordinary in that, that it is allowing the production of a new generation. Okay, how the reproduction is taking place through this plant flowers. So flower is the very important part of the plant, and it is very attractive, isn't it attractive? It is very attractive. The flower is the attractive part of the plant. Yes, so let us collect a few flowers. Okay, let us collect a datura, china rose, or cucumber, bottle gourd, tridax, sunflower, ipomia, etc. But observe these flowers and we will observe that they are, different shapes and different structures, different colors, but something is there in between them. So let us study about a flower, that is we are going to study about datura here. In today's class we will learn about datura. Okay, datura flower. This will be available anywhere on the roadside. If you'll see also, it will be available. So let us learn what are the different parts of datura. So first we will start from the stalk. So what is this? This is the stalk. Every flower has a stalk, right? A lower down green part. Yes, it is having a stalk. Then next part we will go up slowly and we will see what it is. It is this region which is called as thalamus. What it is called? It is called as thalamus. So about this thalamus we can find this green color. This will be green in color, tube-like structure, which you can see there in that picture also. It is called as calyx. What it is called? It is called as calyx. So this tube-like structure, it is called as calyx. Calyx, calyx. The edge of the parts towards the petal. Okay, the edge towards the parts of the petal. So what is first one? Stalk. The stalk which we hold. Okay, then we have thalamus. Thalamus is the part where the whole plant is going to settle. Okay, whole part of this plant is holded here. Then comes a tube-like structure which is called as calyx. Okay, the edges on the part towards the petals have thin leaf-like structure. They are called as sepals. Okay, they have a very small leaf-like structure. They are called as sepals. What are they called as? They are called as sepals. So this part, this one which is towards the petals. So these are the petals, right? So this is towards the petals. Very thin leaf-like structures. They are called as sepals. Okay, they are called as sepals. Now, the lower end of the sepals are fused to form a tube-like structure. So the lower end, they fuses to form a tube-like structure. Then when we remove the tube of the fused sepals carefully, what do we observed? What do we observe? We observe these inside it. Okay, something is there. When we remove these sepals, what do we observe? We observe something is there inside it. So what is that? We are going to learn about it. So what is that? So in these sepals are covered the androgyne and gynogyne, that is male and female gametes. Okay, male and female gametes are covered in this. So this we will learn again in forward classes. Then again after this, what is happening? There is a covering like petals. We know petals, right? So there is a funnel shape corolla. So this part is called as corolla. This part is called as calyx and this part is called as corolla. What it is called? It is called as corolla. C-O-R-O-L-L-A, corolla. This is formed of fused petals. We can count how many petals are there. Different flowers have different petals. They are in different colors, so we can see that, right? So we can remove this funnel shaped corolla as well. We can remove this sepal. As I said, we can remove this sepal. We can remove the petals also, and we can on the stem we can observe the thalamus, which is fully filled with these part of the internal flower. Okay, next, now coming to the androgyne. So after removing the petals and sepals, what do we observe? We observe that there is a androgyne and gynogyne present. Okay, after removing petals, you can see a soft elongated structure attached to these petals. They are called as stamens. So this part which are attached, these are nothing but, what are they called as? They are called as stamens. So these parts which are attached to this calyx, you can say that these are stamens. What are they called as? They are called as stamens, right? And and above the stamen you can see some structure here. Okay, what is this called as? This is nothing but it is a bulb-like structure at the top of each stamen. It is called as pollen sac. What it is called? It is called as pollen sac. That means pollen grains are present in it. Okay, pollen grains are present in it, or it is also called as anther. What it is called? It is called as anther. Just below it is a fine whitish thread-like structure which is called as filament, attaches the anther to the petal. So the stamen of the flowers and this anther, pollen sac, stamen, all these together are called as what? They are called as androecium. What is this called? Androecium. It is called as androecium. Okay, and the remaining, as we remove these petals, there is a right on the thalamus. From right on the thalamus seated a bulb-like structure. This is called as ovary. What is this called? This is called as ovary. Bulged bulb-like structure which is called as ovary. Just above it a fine tube-like structure. This is called as style. This tube-like structure is called as what? It is called as style. S-T-Y-L-E, style. Okay, goes up ending in somewhat flat bead-like structure. This is called as stigma. What it is called? It is called as stigma. So these all together, these ovary, style and stigma all together will form what? These three will form what? This will form gynecium. What they will form? Gynecium. G-Y-N-O-E-C-I-U-M. This is called as gynecium. So androecium is the male part of the plant. Okay, and gynecium is the female part of the plant. Okay, the male part of the plant is androecium and the female part of the flower is gynecium. Okay, so the whole structure from ovary to stigma and is the pistil, or it is also called as pistil. What it is called? The whole structure from stigma, style and ovary, this is also called as pistil. What it is called? It is also called as pistil. P-I-S-T-I-L. That is stigma plus style and ovary. Okay, all these things are together called as pistil, and this together is called as, all the parts present on this pistil together is called as gynecium. Okay, so with this we have learned about the parts of the flower. In our next class we'll continue with the types of stamens. The stamens are also different in different flowers, so we will learn about that also. We'll continue our next class in the next video. Okay, and I request you all to kindly follow your parents, obey your parents, do respect your parents. Whatever they say you have to follow them, and what teachers are saying that also you have to follow. After going to this video, kindly go through the textbook and learn the lesson once again. Then only you will be perfect in your classes. Okay, thank you.